Hey, this is Jupiter Exile. If you were just on the stream, I hope you're still with us. We are jumping over from playing Dead by Daylight to resuming our Dark Souls 3 SL1 run. I'm going to let a couple of people know, specifically on the Dark Souls Discord, that I'm continuing the run. Okay, got that. Let people know over here. Alright, and I already posted over there earlier, so we're good on that stuff. Let's get to it! So, yesterday, logging on, I was able to beat the Demon Prince, and I got a couple bonfires deeper in beyond that. So the area we're at now, we've got kind of a loose look at Midear. Let me just make sure the stream is running correctly. Oh, wrong window. It's gotta be this one. Okay, yep, looking good. Cool, cool. Alright. So we got up to about this point. We opened up a shortcut over here. So we've got another one of those giant guys over there. I haven't interacted with him much. And out over this way, we've got the Abyssal Dragon Midear. Not originally Abyssal. He apparently used to be a bro, but he's been corrupted. We checked out under the bridge earlier, so I'm not going to do that again. Yep. Kind of hear Midear landing. Nope, this is my hidey hole. You can die in a fire. He did not want to give it up. Alright. We need to wait for Midear to do another flyby. Rather, not wait. We need to bait him into doing another flyby. Okay. And now I can take refuge by, like, diving off. Like, down here. Not a lot of spare time to do that. And now that he's gone back, we are coming into this catacomb. So this catacomb is currently about the furthest I've gotten to. You can see my death over there. And I presume I'm trying to get maybe down, but I haven't quite figured that out. There's an invading spirit here that shows up, like, either way. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? Is he going to wave at us from across the way? No, I guess he's just patrolling. That other guy won't come in here. Yeah. Aren't you some lovely little bait? We're going to take out a couple skeletons. So I've taken these guys out before, and I hate repetitive fights. But I'm actually stuck on where to go around here, so I need to spend a bit of time figuring that out. So we're probably going to kill most of what is around here so that we can take time to try and figure out what we need to do. It's possible that we need to get through an illusory wall to proceed, or something like that. It's possible that we need to get this guy super dead. But he hits like a truck, and the hit stun was enough that I could not roll there. I was jamming on the button. That's the same guy who killed us before. So I don't think I can jump over the segment that crumbles. But this is basically the current challenge, is to figure out how to get through this segment. It's possible that there's somewhere else I could be needing to run to. I've already run out through that little swampy area quite a lot. Oh, this is the wrong way to go. I need to go through this door. I was only able to open this shortcut after I had run through a lot of the swampy area and then back over part of this building. Now, I don't think there are any openings in this building or anything like that. Actually, I'm not 100% certain that there's no way to get inside of this. So I could check around on that a little. But I'm pretty sure the way I need to go is up over through there, and then probably back across that bridge. No, I think I might have used that bridge to get over here in the first place. Ugh. We have navigated a lot of architecture at this point. It's maybe making things a little unclear. So I think I need to bait him to do this, and then as long as I'm at least this far back, I will be okay. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, I didn't grab this before. Am I gonna die? Didn't quite die. That's good. I hope your family has a good time streaming this evening. I will have to check y'all out a little later when I am offline. I'm a killer main, absolutely. My best killer is the Huntress. I used to be better with the Trapper, but I haven't played him in too long. And there's a lot of counterplay for the Trapper, so sometimes he just doesn't do very well. I used to be a good nurse. I've been trying to get better with the Hillbilly, because I think he's pretty interesting to play. Wraith is really good right now. It's good that they nerfed his dashing speed, or not the dashing speed, the what's it called? It's good that they nerfed the distance that he gets coming out of stealth, because he was just a little too good. We need to give him a little space. Took too many hits. Yeah, R1 into charged R2 is like the bread and butter for dealing with these skeletons. Oh. That guy just totally whiffed. We knock these skeletons to pieces on a hit because we do enough damage for that. That's not necessarily always the case. I just want to avoid this dude for a moment so that I can, like, check out this area more. So we're basically just able to come right back up to this, like, drop-down spot. And this whole place kind of loops. And if we go back the other way... Oh, we can actually walk over this. Oh, well, that's silly. Charmer ahead. Appears to be a skeleton, actually. Okay, that's a drop-down. Okay, so that is what I was missing, is I just need to go right instead of left when I first come in. And now we're on a path deeper down. Blessed Gem. Is there like a trap here, a trick? No? Oftentimes, somebody just jumped off of this. Oftentimes when there's a bloodstain hanging out, there is something tricksy. But other times it's because somebody was not thinking about what they were doing. That is a mimic. It's breathing. Just a little bit. I'm gonna actually, like, watch it for a moment. So, there are two ways to tell mimics in Dark Souls. There is a chain that is attached to the mimic's right side. If it's a real chest, the chain has like a curve. If it's a mimic, the chain is laid out pointing towards you. The other way is that if you observe long enough, they have a slight rise and fall, like you just saw in the lid there. So you can kill... mimics all carry some kind of loot. They're also chests anytime it's a mimic. If you throw an Undead Hunter Charm at a mimic, it puts it to sleep. And while it's asleep, you can loot it. That's a pretty valuable item. I'm not going to fight that Mimic, because Mimics are really tough and hard to fight. And for those joining part of the way through, we are a level 1 character. This is like all of our power, any power that we have, is derived from gear. So we have an assortment of upgraded weapons and valuable late-game rings that allow us to play the game. Oh yeah, well, I mean, if you're playing Wraith, I think those are usually the best add-ons, is the shorter uncloak time. I think it's a lot of the time the pre-nerf distance with the add-on was the truly unanswerable setup. But he's definitely a good killer and fun to play. Nice and simple. Just okay, so this puts us out ahead of the crumbling floor. And right at a bonfire. Nice. So we see the roots creeping in. Perhaps we're close to the surface. Perhaps close to the lair of the Abyssal Dragon Midear. Oh yeah, he's hanging out. Okay, how are we going to get through here, I wonder? He seems pretty set on not letting us through. But I think there might be some areas we can hang out at along the left, where maybe his breath won't reach us. Okay. He's triggering the breath with some different timings, and he's got 2 different animations. One where he breathes straight ahead, one where he did, like, off to the side and then swept the breath in. Now, I can see that there's a spot that is, what's it called? We're dealing with kind of like switchbacks on a mountain. Very little consequence to death since we just found a bonfire and we'll respawn right there. So there's a drop-down spot there, but that just goes back to where we were. So if I hug this spot on the left, do I still get hit? I don't. So this spot at least is safe. This spot is also probably safe. Unless he specifically aims for that spot. Got it. So once he starts to aim for that, we go along the main path, and we'll probably be ducking under his claws to run across that bridge. The Dragon Midear is... I've seen a little bit of gameplay of his boss fight, not enough to know like his actual moveset. But he's very impressive. Okay, we need to let him do the straight breath as well. So he'll do sweeping breath, straight breath, then we run up. He's adjusting. Grab that. That might be inadvisable. Okay, he still got us. So I think I might need to attack his feet when I get underneath him. Either to bait him to do something, or maybe it'll make him leave the bridge. It's possible that if I didn't pause, I might have been able to make the bridge run. That was kind of borderline. I am very confident that his breath will kill us in one shot, anytime. Yeah, playing the game at this soul level is very experimental. I need to wait for the specific... That's the animation. That's the one. This might be very time-consuming. I'm assuming that at a certain threshold he will leave, and we won't need to keep doing this. Until then, this is a perfectly looped behavior. So it's a much more reliable approach than trying to run across the bridge. Ah, his body has the same kind of corruption that's affecting a lot of the people here. The same kind of curse effect. I wonder if he'll inflict curse on us during the actual boss fight. Because this is most assuredly not the actual boss fight. That add-on is crazy good. Definitely. It's pretty funny, because it's an add-on that, like, the Wraith gets, just like whatever. And previously, the Pig had an add-on that was, like, iridescent, had all these drawbacks, just to give you the benefit that the Wraith had anyway, on a purple add-on. Thankfully, they buffed that Pig add-on. Given that this has been pretty tedious, running across the bridge was probably the correct answer. But I'm kind of committed to this, and I'm not in the mood to take 2 deaths in the same way. If this method is going to work. There we go. Would you like to leave? Definitely got a new attack pattern there. If you would like to maybe... No, he doesn't want to leave. Looks like that's a roast right underneath him. That's different. That's the one. And that'll get him out of here. Notably, he's not dead. Never mind. That must not have been Midear. Attacking ahead? Let's see. Oh. We're gonna let that damage pulse happen. So, if... okay. I was like, there's no way that's a 1 illusory wall for 1 guy. Yeah-huh. A triple illusory wall. Well played. By the time there's been a double illusory wall, like, why would you stop checking? Oh, come here. There we go. Gotta get him killed before he gets me in trouble, somehow. This looks interesting. What is that? So it looks as though it's Gwyn... This is Gwyn bestowing a crown upon the furtive pygmy. Time for wheel. Alright. Okay, looks like we would need to fall on that in order to get the item that's in his hand. Lord of Cinder ahead. Ooh, that is a scary looking guy. He has 2 swords. 2 swords. Okay, I'm not seeing an obvious way up. That might be something for later. Although I don't see another path that would lead up. There's probably a hidden ladder somewhere. Ah, or it could be related to this. Maybe. Just maybe. Aha! So this gets us back to the earlier area with the other bonfire. So while we're taking this down, is there a spot to roll off? I didn't see one. Huh, okay. So maybe in the other area there's a secret that gets us over to this? Somewhere? Okay, well, that might be a cool item, but given that we're level 1, it's very likely an item that we can't use or an item that's meant for another build. So I'm not going to fret about it right now. Budding Green Blossom. Okay, so that's the bridge we crossed earlier with the dragon. This overlook is pretty wild. Those attacks of his are going to cover a ton of space. Ah, I didn't immediately die. So that's good. It takes him a really long time to swing. Ritual Spear Fragment. That seems really, really important. Okay, that is a ranged attack. Noted. The Ritual Spear Fragment seems like it's probably like plotty, or that I'll need it for a door or something. Okay, if a Ritual Spear Fragment is being held by that statue, then I actually do need to figure out how to get to that statue. So, this bonfire is still not actually very far away from the other one over here. It's just across this bridge, basically. So I'm going to take a moment to survey around outside here and see if there's anything I might have missed. Because I need to find out how to drop down onto that one location, I think. Okay, I don't think I missed anything right here, necessarily. Check back inside. There's definitely the triple illusory wall thing going on. Okay, but I went up and then I saw the statue. And the only thing that takes me further up than this is that elevator. So I'm going to get in that elevator for a sec. And, okay, so relative to that facing, so it's relative to the back side of this elevator room. Which means it would have to be, like, if it was an illusory wall, it would have to be, like, here or over here. Or it would have to be, like, one level down. Or it would have to be that I need to go over and out over here. And from this angle, find something on my left. Possibly after going down a level. So I have not taken the time to kill everything here in a while. I was running through this area a lot. So let's see. So the elevator's not that far in. So it has to be approximately on my left relative to this hike. There's at least one more cursed guy who's going to show up. Maybe fall on my head. There's this one that's right ahead of me. I'll just kill you. Okay, those guys are dead. Usually the game is not so rude as to put an illusory wall like halfway down a staircase. Okay, so it's definitely not going to be part of any of this stuff. And that doesn't look like a real area. That looks like low-res nonsense. So, huh. Wait, was there an area around here along this wall where I took curse? No, that was just my imagination. So there's a guy who dropped down here, but I'm assuming he's just coming from... he's just clinging to the ceiling and fell down. He's not coming from, like, an extra room or anything. Time for sadness. Yep. It's abyssal stuff. Okay. Take this back down, I guess. Wait, was there a... I think there might have been something on my left there. Here we go. An ember. Room with statues of several silver knights. Okay. Okay, and over here looks like I can drop down. Make sure we don't drop down too far. The Chloranthy Ring +3. Quite handy, though not a mandatory item. I think we can stop using the silver cap by now. I am a little curious as to how good Chloranthy +3 is. Let's see. My best ring option for damage is almost certainly Lightning Clutch, possibly Lloyd's Sword. We've got the Ring of Favor +3, which gives me 30 extra health, 12 extra stamina, and reduces our weight ratio by 3%. Then there's the Chloranthy +3. That is incredibly fast stamina recovery. Let's check this out. So as for this guy, I'm going to very rudely ignore him and run over here. Okay, couldn't quite make that jump the first try. Excuse you. Yep, got it. Okay, that's all right. Not important for us. There's like not a single item. Well, there are technically certain boss weapons that we could equip if we really wanted to. I am super glad he just missed there. Very polite. Spicy. That was 4 Titanite chunks and the Ringed Knight paired Greatswords. So when you immediately get drops like that without actually looting the corpse, that signifies this that usually signifies that this enemy will only spawn once. There are certain enemies that spawn multiple times, but you do get a specific reward for beating them the first time.
Unknowing visitor, return from whence thou camest.
That's a little familiar. I'm gonna top off my coffee a little bit. It's still just early enough in the night that I can drink coffee without completely ruining tomorrow. Which is good, because I have things to do tomorrow. Important matters to attend to. Yeah, you may not know, but we definitely do not listen to requests for us to return from whence we have camest. That line was repeated several times. So I believe this is going to be Half-Light, the Spear of the Church. Try Filth. Okay, I see. He's probably very vulnerable to poison. Yep. These like dark wraith knight things with their dark sign chest pole thingy. So I actually heard from a coworker of mine earlier today mention that he was wicked stuck on Half-Light Spear of the Church. And I was thinking to myself, all right, I gotta get online and beat that guy at level 1 before my level 130 coworker does. Oh my goodness. You are a tall boy. Okay, you are not Half-Life. Oh no. Okay, maybe that is what's going on.
To the call that summons thee.
Are we just going to be fighting several summons? Okay, here's a real opponent. Ow! Okay, this guy is going to be speedy. So I loosely understand that a Spear of the Church is like a covenant you can join, and you can, like, be a guy who gets summoned into this boss fight. Like, that's an option in the game. It's like a loosely PvP-enabled boss. So that is my, like, approximate understanding. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a hike for this. I'm hoping that the Ringed Knight with the 2 Greatswords is a one-time thing, so I can just make straight attempts on the boss. Let's send the elevator back up, so I don't have to wait for the elevator after I inevitably die. Also, let's check. Okay, bottomless pit. Sometimes you send an elevator away and there's like a... Oh, no, this guy is not a one-time fight. But the door is open, so we don't have to worry about him preventing us from getting through the door. Yeah, his attacks are wicked slow, so we can just kind of avoid him. Alright, let's check out this fight some more. Now, I think this might be a fight where lightning may not be very effective. Okay, nope. If I head over there, he's going to try to slap me. So I probably need to wait for him to, Oh no, if I walk over to him, he actually full-blown aggroes, and he's going to walk after me now. Hey, thanks for the follow. I really want this Painting Servant to be gone so that I can figure out Half-Light's moves. Okay, now we can watch this guy. So he's got a lightning version of that. Okay. Alright, that doesn't hit too hard. It's just gonna keep doing it. Ah, that's really hard to deal with. Yeah, so this is the first time I've ever fought this guy, SL1 or no, so we're going to have to take a bit to figure him out before we can start making really good attempts. Now, I am assuming that this is probably not the way to go. Let's change a couple things around. We're going to remove the Hunter's Ring. We will equip an offhand shield, because we might be able to do a parry setup on this guy. Let's see. He's flinging around what looks like it's probably lightning and dark damage. It's really hard to tell. Since he's doing multi-hits and his individual hits don't hit super hard, a Lloyd's Shield Ring is the wrong way to go for sure. We could maybe go for Favor and Protection just for generic stuff. I'm just going to take a Speckled Stone Plate, and we'll see what that does in terms of our incoming damage. So this is going to hamper us a bit in terms of killing the initial guy that shows up, but whatever, we'll work with it. Now, since one of the messages outside is saying try Filth, I'm guessing that Poison is an effective damage type against him. Probably Bleed too. Is usually like Poison and Bleed tend to come in pairs in terms of vulnerabilities. But we're maybe not going to harp on that so much. Now, in terms of... Oh, wait, that's an unlimited use throwing item? Oh, I didn't realize that was something when I thought that was just a weapon when I picked it up. Alright, well, we'll figure that out later. I do have some Rotten Pine Resin that I could maybe try using. So, let's change out the Pine Resin loadout. And if after we've done a few fights to learn his patterns a bit better, then we will maybe start trying resins. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see. If it was not past 10, I would message my coworker to let him know that I'm trying the fight that he's on. But it's 10 o'clock. He's an adult. I don't know what his bedtime is. Of course, we will start off this bit in the rudest way possible. That's a decently large heal, and that'll apply in an area as well. That will get us, and we can't roll out of that. If he hits with the first startup, that's gonna kill. Let's see. I don't think I want to do a weapon swap after killing the first guy, but I probably want to use the weapon in two hands for the first guy, so that I can try and out him a bit faster. We have a serious difference in the amount of damage we're outputting going for this weapon. See, yeah, this weight ratio is also not suitable for the Flynn's Ring, and we don't have any elemental setup to use a Clutch Ring, so we're just going to push a lot less damage with this. And it will remain to be seen if this is more effective against Half-Light. I'm just assuming Half-Light has a monstrously good lightning resistance. We're just doing like 100 less total damage. But with split resistances, if his lightning resistance is good, this weapon might be more total damage against him. This is a nice, short boss run. I might also want to find... some setups that make it easier for me to, what's it called? To parry this guy. That's another option. Instead of putting the weapon in two hands, I could try for a parry setup on him. Okay, looks like just holding the weapon in two hands is enough to put him down without too much fuss. Okay, so he's loosely casting a buff. He's got a bow. I can probably close on him while he's using a bow. Okay. Let's see, so if he's not in the EI stance, then presumably he's not going to do the, like, real murdery setup. I'm trying to bait out the dash that he does. Okay, I found out a setup to get a small amount of damage on him. Need to bait that out. Yeah, there's like not enough opening on that for me to do anything about it. Because he just goes right back into it. Yeah, anytime he glows, that's when he's setting up the floor spears. Floor spears is not too much of a problem, I don't think, because it's not even lethal. Even if I let it hit me, it won't kill. Let's see. So, I'm thinking no on the shield idea, because he's just gonna he's just keeping his what's it called? He's standing in that EI stance all the time, and I'm not gonna risk taking that multi-hitter to try for a parry setup. The multi-hitter starts up fast enough for me to know that I'm not gonna reliably parry it. I can see why people are recommending a setup where you probably just throw stuff at him or use poison. It's that you don't actually have to deal with his moveset. He's got some varied things. I think our game plan on this for an SL1 is just to wait for him to take out the bow and just completely just like mess him up whenever he takes out the bow. Okay, I'm a little on the jittery side with the coffee now, so I gotta slow it down. I have some French fries left over from dinner. I could heat those up and enjoy that. Might level me out a bit. Ah, I waited too long. Yeah, I kind of figured. Half-Light's not actually on a timer. He's just on a timer to show up. He's not triggered by me killing this first guy. So if I don't kill this first guy fast enough, I will have to fight them both for a bit. And that's not like the worst thing in the world, it's just really annoying. Because a lot of these projectiles have very good tracking. And because this guy has a heal, which will affect both of them. Okay, there we go. Okay, EI stance. Oof. Well, okay, that's actually really persistent then. Yeah, those orbitals, it looks like he just gets those periodically. This fight's going to be really taxing on my Estus, because he attacks fast enough that we're trading in a lot of circumstances. That's no good. We are not built to trade. Huh, it looks like he tried to use an item and didn't have one. That's the animation that happened. So something of his might be limited. I don't know what, though. His health pool's not that huge. Yeah, I need to like show some concern for that down swipe, because it looks like it's got some follow-ups, and I don't have enough Estus to trade with it. Not continually. He usually pulls out the bow after doing that attack. It looks like we can absolutely just run a patient fight where we beat him when the bow comes out. Question now is, how does his behavior change when he drops below 50%? Because this is pretty formulaic. Now, if you're a higher level, he can actually summon a PvP opponent to fight you. But when I'm level 1, there's basically nobody in this area, or nobody in that covenant who qualifies to matchmake with me. Okay, so he's going to do that, and switch to bow. I let him do one shot. Oh, he got a parry. So he did summon another guy once we got him beyond a certain threshold. That, that's a bummer, man. Okay. So, there's a few different adjustments we can make. I think we really do want to play this around throwing stuff. So let's try throwing some Church Guardian shivs at the very least. Okay, so that requires FP to throw. But it throws pretty quick. Now here's a question. Can we throw it if we're out of FP? No, if we run out of FP, we can't throw them anymore. So they're not actually unlimited, they just use magic. They're just like magical throwing knives. But we don't have a lot of FP, and we don't have a way of getting it back. But we could have a way of getting it back. That's kind of an interesting new kit in the toolbox. Probably doesn't do a lot of damage, but we're gonna set up for it real quick, because it's not hard. So this is a good old trick. Let's just use like one or two of these. That's more than enough. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come over to this guy.
Just what needs.
And we will infuse a weapon. Just something simple. I'm actually going to grab a Cestus out of my item box. And we will infuse a Cestus with the simple quality. A simple weapon regenerates your FP over time. And so I don't think this is necessarily going to be good for us to use, but I'm going to mess with it. The thing that's actually good for us in this fight is probably poison, as is being recommended. They could probably just throw a whole lot of poo at him, and that probably actually works. Alright, so we're going to put the Cestus in our offhand, and we don't actually need to wear it. It just needs to kind of be there. It's going to chill. And we'll come over to the Cestus, and we give this a simple infusion, from what I can remember.
Be careful.
So, while the Cestus is simple, we're just going to throw out a random shiv. So it eats some of our FP, the blue meter, but so long as the Cestus is in hand, we regenerate that. Okay, here's the thing I couldn't remember. If the Cestus is not equipped, we won't regenerate it. So that's kind of meh. So that's one idea. Now, naturally, the other idea is, if poison is very effective against this guy, how many poison throwing knives can we purchase? Kind of a lot. So, let's try a fight where we apply a poison resin to the weapon when he gives us an opportunity. And then afterwards, we will, after we've hit him a couple of times with the poison resin, we'll fill him up with poison throwing knives. Now, once the second Guardian comes out, and even possibly more than 2 Guardians, I don't know how many times it's going to summon an ad. We will likely have to break away from the boss to kill that guy, because that dude has a healing spell, and he might heal the boss. We could also just try to interrupt his healing spell every time with a backstab, but it doesn't take him that long to cast it, so it might be tricky. Now, other things we should check on. What the heck is this? Oh, summon a row of upwardly thrusting ritual spears, and it has an S scaling across 4 stats. This is the effect that Half-Light is using. So you can also access that effect. Oh. The brutal thing about that is that a player who is acting in this stead can also access and use that mechanic. That's nasty. Okay, so that's a thing. I should actually go back at some point and figure out how to use the Dragon Stones. I think there's something I need to do in order to use that I have not been mucking with. Yeah, stabbing in the back required a head. It's just about at the end of that guy being summoned. Ow. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to stand behind a pillar for a moment and apply that resin. And now we've got poison throwing knives out. He's behind here. He's hanging out. Ow. He actually rolled over our throwing knife. He will stop us from healing a lot of the time by performing some attack. He bluffed me. He put away his bow as I was going in. This is gonna be tough to, like, get in there on this guy. He's got a lot of behaviors. A lot of different things to do. He does really like to take out the bow after he's done that spear move, but if he's on one of the sides of the map, I may not be able to run around them in a timely fashion. So some of those times I may have to wait for them to go away. Weapon swapping takes him a little bit of time, but not a lot. It's not... nothing he does is going to have a really big exploit window. Let's see. What else can we bring to bear here? There's no such thing as a poison clutch ring. I'm not aware of a luck augmenting ring either. I think Speckled is maybe one of our best bets here. Yeah, with the way damage works in this fight, there's no way I wanted to try like an RTSR strat. Funnily enough, this is like one of the one fights where I could foresee making use of a Okay, I can line up with this route on the floor for the location where this guy's going to come in. I think this is the one that's saying, oh, destroy? Wants you to destroy the chair. Gotta destroy the chair. If this dude does not want to come at me, I do not have safe setups to hit him. Need to get behind a pillar relative to half-light so I can safely heal. Ah, he just kept rolling. Okay, I need to move away and heal up. And he just healed again. Okay, and then he did the offensive sequence twice in a row, and he wanted to throw stuff at me again. The game gave me a kick animation. He backstepped. Almost killed me with thrown weapons. No on the miracles, please. There we go, finally. Okay. We have lost a lot of Estus dealing with that initial setup. Can't run through that, but he can. Three solid hits, and that was good damage. He really does like to roll when I throw knives at him. Have to heal. Pairs with the bow. I got a kick out of that, apparently. Stamina hacks. Well, there's all my healing. I got him stuck in a behavior with the wrong weapon out. I'm going to use that to push a lot of damage. He switched his weapon back, and I have no ability to heal right now. I don't really have a game plan. Yeah. I might need to check back in the game and see if there are Estus shards that I've missed at this point. So I'm going to go back to the axe on him, because I don't think the damage difference on Half-Light is anywhere near worth the damage difference on this basic goon. So with that, we're going to have to change this back out to the Hunter Ring. And I don't think we're getting enough attacks off to make that super worthwhile. So let's see. Poise is not important. I'm going to go back to Hornet Ring, because I did get 2 backstabs during that fight, and critical damage might be really meaningful. I'm not going to keep going poison throwing knives, but we are going to go with regular throwing knives for a bit. I thought I had more regular throwing knives. I forget which one of these things I absolutely maxed out on gold pine resin, I guess. So part of what I'm noting here is that throwing something at Half-Light kind of makes him freak out, and makes him do rolls, even though the thrown weapon is only going to do like 6 damage. So utilizing thrown weapons as a quick option to force a behavior from him, I think sounds like a pretty good plan. Now, as for the poison resin, I think that might be a pipe dream. I have a sneaking suspicion that he might be vulnerable against dark. So we could maybe try something like a human pine, but we've only got 7 human pine resin to work with. I'm just going to go to gold pine for now, even if he's resistant to it, because piling all your damage into fewer types makes your damage more effective. And we're going to use this right from the start so that we can push damage very, very quickly onto this random goon. Downing the goon faster is going to give us a lot more Estus to work with during the fight, if we don't have to use Estus to heal damage from a Painted Guardian.
To the law that summons thee.
No, thank you. Okay, he pulled the bow. Okay. You gonna use the bow or not? Dive towards me. Ow. Bow time? Okay, I'm gonna take distance. Heal up, re-resin if I can. I couldn't quite. I almost could. Okay, you just poised through for the kill. Yeah, this bit when the second one comes up is going to be the most tenuous part of the fight, generally speaking. Assuming that he only gets 1 additional ally. If he continues to get allies at additional breakpoints, it's going to be really hard to deal with. I'm also not sure if he's getting healing or, like, restoring health at some point. He might be. I think I might have seen the health bar creep up for a bit in that last moment. And, okay, so I still have 40 of those. Throwing stuff at him definitely does disrupt his rhythm in a way that gets us extra hits. So that's nice. Yeah, I feel like there are probably ways of setting up backstabs on him if we can kind of get up in his grill more, maybe? I think we want to buff no sooner than deliver thee justice. Okay, we can buff when he says hearken, and it will be more than fast enough. Very wordy boss opening. Okay, that was too late. Okay, yeah, the attack pattern for this guy is fast enough that he can attack through us after a 2-hit combo from us. Which is very much just what it means that he's fighting like a player. A player could do that same thing. That hit us for like no damage, which is nice. Need to heal. The more often he draws the bow, the better this fight's going to be. As long as he's not hanging out in the spears with the bow. And we do have to respect the, like, golden chime thing. What is your stamina bar like? Oh my god! Oh, this is just a really obnoxious guy. I'm gonna, like, do this fight one more time, and then I'm gonna figure out how to cheese him. I think to cheese him, I'm just gonna need a... I need to get a poison knife. Or, you know what? Let's try to get really cheesy. Alright. We're going to see if we can beat him with a pure item thrower setup. We'll see how far that gets us. We have enough items to do this setup a couple of times. Or we can attempt this a few times. Oh, I can't actually, like, pause to adjust items once I've crossed through that door because of the dialogue. I walked through the door and I was thinking, oh, I need to put resin on my bar, but it's too late now. So I won't be able to use a resin on this first enemy spawn now. So, I need to do the backstab just before this guy gets to a neutral standing position. It's just before his arms fully relax. he's gone. Okay, I need to wait until moments where I can hit him. Dang it. Come on, do a thing. Okay, at this point, I think I have not triggered enough to like make this happen with this strat, which is either a matter of it took too long or I missed too many. Oh my god. Do a thing. Yeah, 80% of the time he will just happily stand there, and I absolutely hate it. So, how do we cheese this boss? I'm certain he's cheesable. Where do we get this item? We've got to farm a weapon. Yep, can be infused and buffed. Very good. Okay, we need to farm an enemy type in Farron Ruins. Thankfully, we have the covetous gold serpent ring. And we can also equip... So this isn't a full cheese strat. We're still going to be legitimately fighting him to a solid extent, but this option might help us a lot. Got some rusted gold coins. We just need to get a poison weapon that is a specific drop. This is the one. After going through the whole game without using any poison strats, this will be the first to jump into that. I think there's only a couple other bosses that are actually like vulnerable to poison in a meaningful way. So I think it's any of these Gru that carry these daggers. Oh yeah, these guys can also drop Wolf's Blood Swordgrass, Titanite Shards. I think it's basically just the one guy over and over is the best way to farm this. Let's see, was there a shield that increases item discovery? No, because the Shield of Want is about number of souls. So the other thing we want to bring along for this is our trusty Symbol of Avarice, which will cause us to take some damage while we're wearing it. And also we're fat rolling now, so that's a thing. I don't want to fat roll, so we're just going to take off our chest armor. We're just farming this one guy for a drop. It's the Rotten Gru Spear. We want the dagger, because we cannot use big boy weapons. Oh, they got us, so that's fine. The item didn't drop, so it's fun. It doesn't matter if we die. Now, I'm pretty sure it's the shaman guys who drop it. Is it just any Gru? I think it's just any Gru. Okay, I think any of these guys have the possibility of dropping the weapon that we want. Only the shamans? Okay, so it's just the one guy there. Got the Covetous +3. It doesn't stack with the Covetous +1. Had to check that. Okay, nothing. Dude, back off. Okay, this time I need to not die. Nope. Nothing. Well, the souls we're getting will be handy for upgrading the weapon once they eventually give it up. Okay, can't die this time. There it is. Cool. It's really funny how heavy that helmet is. There it is. Okay, we can change this back to whatever else. I mean, it doesn't matter much. Yeah, it's just whatever. We can go to Hornet for now. Anywho. Take this back to Firelink Shrine. So I believe we can equip this dagger with just the assistance of the Hunter's Ring. Actually, we can equip this without any extra rings whatsoever. It's just equipable. Matter of fact, it has a 36 poison value, which is pretty nuts. I'm pretty confident that Half-Light is doing some amount of lightning damage, so we can equip that. We could possibly equip the Flynn's Ring, but I don't really want to reduce how much I'm carrying. We could try like the Sun Princess Ring. That may not be terrible in this fight, given that we spend a lot of time standing around waiting for him to do something, like the jerk that he is. We could also possibly do something like regarding FP consumption or whatever. Alright, so we want to make this a poison weapon to double down, takes it from 36 to 44. Because the baseline damage of the weapon we don't really care about. It's got like good dex scaling, but we're not going to play off of that. And then even a Titanite chunk. We have a couple of those. We actually have another Titanite chunk waiting in the wings if we want to go pick it up at some point. It's just a matter of talking to somebody after you have taken out
Ashen one.
Actually, there's a little bit of business that we have that I should probably see to. Because I think that there are one or two important interactions in Ariandel. I think you're supposed to talk to the painter after killing Sister Fried, and possibly also one of the guys near the entrance. Or like down in the town or something. And I neglected to do this. Oh yeah, huh. The chapel's a little on fire, isn't it? We'll remove that. Let's see. This weapon is not resonable. I thought that would be the case. But we will equip the poison throwing knives. We'll need those later. Hum da dum
Those
dum
who
dum.
aren't kin to fire cannot paint a world. Those absorbed by fire must not paint the world. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten, Mother. Ashen One, thy gift of flame has taken root, and Uncle Gale will soon bring pigment. Pigment, colored like the dark soul of man. I wonder the pigment. I wonder the pig.
So this is Gale's ambition, is to paint a world. Is this does he seek to escape the cycle by doing this, or is there some other purpose? Now I think there was one other person to talk to in the Corvian settlement, who will appreciate that we have showed fire to the painter. He had asked us to bring fire to Ariandel. I think he was hanging out in this house. No, he's hanging out in another house. It's not important. I believe that talking to him gives us a it's the inner wall. I believe that talking to him gives us another Titanite slab, but we don't really need another Titanite slab. I don't think there's a single other viable weapon that we're going to bother to fully upgrade. And if there is, we could get that slab. We still have a slab in waiting. There's another spot where I know we can get a slab by killing some specific guys, so that's an option. So I'm going to try with this setup. Since I don't need to use specific rings in order to wield this dagger, there's a lot of different setups I can do. Now, one worry is that with this knife, it's going to be a lot harder to kill the Painting Guardian. So we might want to do a setup where we're using one weapon for the Painting Guardian and one weapon for Half-Light. This is an experiment. We're going to figure this out. Usually for poison setups, we want to just use this in one hand, because it swings faster. And I don't believe you deliver more of an effect by putting two hands on the weapon. I think you just increase the damage. Just another, like, one of those ways in which Dark Souls is kind of clunky. Like, setups that depend on effects don't benefit from two-handing for some reason. Even though putting two hands on your sword is a beneficial mechanic in every other, like, aspect of the game. Yeah, that inflicts a lot less on him. He has not been affected by poison at this point. Yeah, we're definitely going to want to do a two-weapon setup here. Like, almost certainly. Okay, now he's affected by poison. Those throwing knives are doing almost nothing. And we are slowly regenerating health, and the health regeneration's kind of nice. Please don't heal. This does stagger him really nicely. No! Stop it! Please just die. There we go. Okay, so let's test out the rest of this idea. Which is to say, let's test it out on the actual boss. Give the bow out. Good on you. So he'll basically only let us get off one attack before he rolls out. Like a jerk. Oh, okay, don't get hit by a leaping attack. Okay, so I'm definitely going to be using the axe for the Painter's Servant, and we'll try this dagger setup on Half-Light. Because it's going to take a lot to proc this. Yeah, it's quick step. Same as a usual dagger. I don't know if we can, like, follow after much with the quick step. I haven't played with strictly daggers enough to know if, like, if or when quick step is terribly beneficial. Interesting. I'll think about that. Yeah. So I'm going to use both of these to qualify for that. I actually am going to use the Sun Princess ring. That seems really nice in this fight. Like, there is no other fight in SL1 where I felt like that was even marginally applicable. I put on one of the wrong rings. Glad we caught that before we wound up doing 0 damage. I should check the frame data on, like, invuln for quickstep, because I'm pretty sure it has some. I was trying to use it earlier to get through a particularly rough section where some kind of angel insect creature is very insistent on ruining your day. Oh yeah, we got back those 2 souls. So quickstep might be pretty cool, but my game plan for avoiding Half-Light is generally not about I'm not dodging that often. Because I'm not trying to invuln through his attacks. I'm mostly just trying to stay out of them and run around them. It might be useful, I don't know. Okay. Are we dead? Close to it. Of course, he healed. Get out of here. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Ow. Thankfully, that particular attack does, like, almost no damage. Which is probably because I'm using... No, I'm not using the Thunder Stone Plate either. It just does no damage. So it might be possible to roll in on him during his, like, EI setup. Ow. That hurt a lot. Which I kind of thought it might. Two-handed thrust. Oh, he poised through me. Yeah, he's got attacks coming out of rolls. I did trigger poison on him. It doesn't take many hits to do. I hit him with a lot of knives. Okay. So I guess forcing him to roll and then attacking him is not even a safe action to take, because he can attack out of a roll, because he's just a player. He's just a player with absurd amounts of health. Absolutely absurd amounts of health. Yeah, I think to kill him, I have to basically get, like, probably as much as 20 scot-free interactions. It might be fewer if I can trigger poison and then just, like, poison troll him to death. The other option there is that maybe he's got some kind of parry setup where I can just parry him and save a ton of time. I mean, that attack, if he rolls into an attack, in regular PvP, you parry those all the time. Tons of players love to use rolling attacks because they're very fast and you need to roll. So it's usually a pretty safe thing to try and do a parry against. Because if they don't do a rolling attack, there's no, like, empty roll into regular attack setup. Yeah, okay. I was not watching the right spot. I did not see my feet. Oh, man. You know, it's moments like these that really make me appreciate that Dark Souls 1 only doubles up against you, like, once over the entire game. Over the entire game, there's, like, 2 fights that is anything more than just the one boss you're fighting. I mean, we could also count Bed of Chaos as whatever, because Bed of Chaos is kind of junky. But you've got Ornstein and Smo, and you've got Papa Nito, and almost every other fight in all of Dark Souls 1 is solo. And I miss that right now. and that's with a lot of cool duo fights in Dark Souls 3. The Abyss Watchers is a pretty cool fight when you get down to it, and you even get a buddy, like, for that, sort of. I'm gonna wait a little longer than I've been waiting. There we go. He almost killed me. Half-Light almost killed me there. Shoot. Shoot something. Use your bow. Make an attack. This year. I absolutely hate how passive this boss is, like 80% of the time. Yeah, he kept the bow out for a moment. Now he's back to the shield, which can go into a parry stance at a moment's notice. Yep. Yeah, I do not find Dark Souls PvP to be enjoyable. That's why I don't level up characters. So having boss fights that mimic PvP is the opposite of what I want. If he could stop... Oh my god. So I'm like, okay, so he finally pulls out the bow, so I can go in for an attack, but he gets the orbitals the moment I go in, and then he switches to the one-shot stick. I pride myself on being very resistant to frustration, but this is really something else. Because it's not just that I don't have a good strat here. It's not just that I don't have a good strat here. It's that there's so much waiting. There is an eternity of waiting in this fight for him to do anything, because I can't be proactive against him as a level 1 character. If I was a level 100 character, I could probably go in and try to fight him because he doesn't do a ton of damage. But for this character, he does more than enough damage. Because he can just one-shot me. Well, he can two-shot me, but he can one-combo me. I'm gonna do this one more time, and then I'm gonna watch a legit guide on how to do the fight. I understand why poison is suggested as a strat, because, like, it will let you actually hurt the boss, even when the boss is not, like, letting you hurt him, which is all the time. It's basically that the boss doesn't have guaranteed unsafe behaviors because he's not a Dark Souls boss. He's a Dark Souls player. And usually when you need to do one of these fights, like running around, you just preemptively attack and get enough stagger to be safe for a bit. I triggered a running throw behavior. That was a bad drink. Roll some more. Jesus. Take that. He still isn't poisoned. I think that's probably because these poison throwing knives are basically junk, and they don't do anything. Either that, or I need to, like, definitively parry and backstab him in order to actually get poisoning to happen. Now he's poisoned. Because he got behavior locked on a bow, and I took advantage of it. He doesn't have enough downtime for me to run in between those two attacks and land a dagger hit. I got him to the threshold where he summons another thing. How the heck do I hurt this boss without being immediately murdered? Alright, watching a guide. This is using the Profaned Greatsword. Why is it using the Profaned Greatsword? Is it using the Profaned Greatsword because the Profaned Greatsword is incredibly huge? It is an immensely large weapon. Oh, I appreciate that. This dude sped up the intro. Okay, I see what he's up to. And I respect the heck out of it, given how the boss fight's laid out. Let me just see how he sets that up on Half-Light. Is it just that? Oh my god. He's just using a knockdown lock. He's just repetitively knocking down the boss so the boss can't act. Except for, like, very occasionally. He basically gets one hit and turns it into, like, 5 hits for huge amounts of damage. I think he has to use, like, 3 different rings to be able to use this weapon. And then Half-Light rolled through an attack and almost killed him. Because of course. Oh yeah, he traded with an attack and got left with a pixel of health. Yeah, because there's a lot of situations where he lands at the first knockdown, but he can't start up the chain because there's some kind of persistent attack out or something. or he needs to rebuff because his stamina management is, like, absurdly clutch. Okay, so that's a way to do it. And that does not look bad. That guy's got a no-hit run. I see that the description in like 3 out of 5 of the top video searches for this is "screw this boss" with like more emphatic language. I'm toning it down. It's a family stream. All right. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Maybe I'll have a use for my masses of Titanite scales and twinkling Titanite for once. Let's crunch some souls. So the weapon that I believe they are talking about... Oh no, wrong throne. If I need to go up and see Ludleth, that's the second throne. The weapon they're talking about, the Profaned Greatsword, I believe is a transposed weapon. There it is, the Profaned Greatsword, which is transposed from Pontiff Sullivan. Why don't I have... Did I eat the Pontiff's soul like an idiot? You don't say. You don't say. Is there a similarly weighty weapon that I can do this with? Okay. I could maybe try to do this with the Hollow Slayer Greatsword, depending. Yeah, I definitely ate the Sullivan soul like a fool. Let's try doing it. We can't use... No, actually, that's usable with 3 specific rings. But I think Sacred Lothric Light is not the kind of thing we want. Let's try it with the Hollow Slayer Greatsword and see if that pancakes the boss. I should have more than enough materials to upgrade this and then some. So we'll unequip that for now.
Just what neat.
Reinforce. We could also try something weird like maybe the Storm Ruler. I don't think the Storm Ruler will knock him over though. There might be some of these other things that are technically equipable. Can't equip that. Nope, never. Okay, well let's try this. This uses Titanite scales. We got a ton. Okay, so in terms of our ability to equip things, it's requiring 18. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it is a. That's true. This is just a greatsword as opposed to an Uggs. We can swap this for the Karthus Milk Ring to be able to equip it. It does. Where is the Karthus Ring? Okay. So there's one other item that I think we might be able to use for a knockdown setup. We might be able to use like the large club for the same thing. Storage box. So let's see. Yes, a large club is wieldable for us in 2 hands, and that might be able to cause the knockdown. Yeah, Hunter's Ring, Karthus Milk Ring, we can use this in 2 hands. Our thought is that our charged R2 might cause a knockdown. And that is what we're going to go test now. Also, important question, are we able to buff this weapon? This is not a buffable weapon. but it does extra damage to hollows as a special quality. Yeah, item info. Yeah. Particularly effective against hollows. So we're going to give this a shot and see what we can do. Before I go, I should spend these extra 19,000 souls on something. Anything. So, let's see. We'll buy some green blossoms.
Ashen 1.
Some green blossoms in stock might allow us to use a build or builds that are very taxing on our stamina. And speaking of stamina, I'm going to try using the Grass Crest along with this because... Okay, that's a heavy roll. I wanted to use the Grass Crest so that I would not have as much weight on me, but... Well, not so that I would have more stamina recovery. But we can't do that, so whatever. So, I need to see if the charged R2 from this causes a knockdown. And if it does, then we'll try and play around that to try and beat the boss with this effect. Notably, if it does cause a knockdown and we are playing around this, we will probably need to be eating green herbs in order to keep our stamina up, because the stamina costs of doing this are going to be incredible. It is a little, I think that's a little over half my stamina bar to do. We've also got the stance attacks with this, which are kind of nifty, possibly. So it's possible that if a regular attack doesn't knock down, a stanced attack might, and we can check on that. We're still using the Sun Princess ring, and that's negotiable. We might trade that off for Chloranthy +3. Okay. I think... so first, we can check for knockdown on the first guy that shows up. I think there is at least one Ultra Greatsword that we can use. This is just the Greatsword category. I think the Claymore is an Ultra Greatsword that I think we can use. Whoops, too early. That does not knock down. What about the stance attack? Does not knock down. Claymore's a greatsword? Ay-yi-yi. This also does less damage. I thought that was the Claymore. Ow. I mean, the stats are not necessarily going to be very good. The stats don't need to be very good. If we can get a knockdown, the stats don't matter much. Okay. Back to Firelink. More experiments. There's no... Oh, the requirements? We can satisfy pretty decent requirements. We can do strength up to 22, dexterity up to 18, faith up to 15. For any of those, we're able to equip the weapon. I could have actually checked the large club while I was out there, because it's up to 22. We can wield it so long as we have the Knight's Ring equipped. It can be held in 2 hands. I think it's only going to be like the R2 with this that knocks down. Also, this upgrades with standard. What's it called? Yeah, this upgrades with standard Titanite. I'm trying to, if possible, I'd like to use something that doesn't use standard Titanite to upgrade, because I have a whole lot of non-standard Titanite. I don't have a lot of Titanite. So let's take another look at our transposition kiln, and check on the Farron stuff. Because I'm pretty sure in what I was looking at, I think he was using just the R2 of the Profaned Greatsword. He might have been using the L2. If it's an L2 attack, it's going to be hard to find something else that does the job. So, let's see, we've still got Lorien's Greatsword, but that's 26 strength, we can't use it. The Farron Ultra Greatsword is not usable, and the Wolf Knight's Greatsword is also not usable, just by a hair in both cases. Not wieldable, not usable, not usable. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna check some other strats then, because we're not going to be able to use the exact weapon he's using. And I don't know if anything else is going to give us that knockdown, except for maybe the Great Hammer. Alright, so how does this kill play out? What does he have equipped? Okay, this is a kill using the raw Astora straight sword, just straight up. So I'm going to check this and see if we can see like a parry or backstab mechanic. Otherwise, it's just like really, really long. Okay, so he buffed up. He's choosing to buff up with lightning, so lightning is probably a decently effective damage type here. Looks like he's also using the Lloyd's Sword Ring for damage. It's a solid choice. Like, I don't necessarily oppose using this here. I think my big question is, does he go for any other openings that I'm not going for? Is there like anything on this fight that is remotely safe? Actually, I could probably remove the Prisoner's Shackle. He's not using the Prisoner's Shackle, and yeah, I get it. You probably don't need it here, actually. So he's probably replaced that with, I'm guessing he's probably using Floyd's Ring, because he's doing a very low gear setup. Okay, he's not trying to go for a backstab after, like the arrow stuff. Yeah, he's just kind of getting the guy to swing and then going in for 1 or 2 chops. How long is this fight? He's at this for like 5 minutes straight. Okay, so I can see that he's benefiting a good bit from the fact that Astora's has really good range and pretty quick attack speed. Yeah, he's getting in attacks in some windows that I can't because Astora's is quick. And I could switch off to Astora's without too much fuss. I could maybe still try something similar to this with the Great Knife, though. Or with the Corvian Knife. Okay, he's not doing anything different from what I'm doing in this fight. He's just not using as much armor and probably using Flynn's Ring to get in more damage, which is fair because the same stuff appears to be lethal without armor on, so I might as well just remove my armor. That guy's got a no-hit. I'm just going to check his weapon loadout. He is using a build with Power Within and probably something to prevent him from dying when he uses Power Within. Is this another Profaned Sword setup? Interesting. He's doing more strats with the Deep Dagger, and we've got the Deep Dagger at the ready. We can try that. He's rolling with the Deep Dagger, the Lloyd Sword Ring. He's doing some really mean backstab setups. Okay, he's going from backstab setups into the Profane Ultra Greatsword. Okay, so there's merit to having the dagger on hand. So we'll try that. Because that's a weapon we've already prepped. I don't mind experimenting a bit more with the Deep Dagger. We can use the Raw Astora Sword. Requires us to use the Priestess Ring. And then we'll take out the Flynn's Ring and also the Hornet Ring. And we're going to try it wearing nothing. So, let's go. We can actually use the Deep Dagger in the main hand, and the Astoras is technically the offhand, so all we need to do is hit Y if we think we can get a backstab in. Since I converted for some souls, let's purchase something before these souls go to waste. And let's see, we could purchase resins. We've got a lot, though, in terms of resins. I'm not too concerned with that. Oh, there's a slab for sale. I'm going to buy a slab, which costs exactly 30k. So in case I need a slab, now I have another slab. Slab. Okay, let's try this fight some more. Getting back to grinding out some attempts. I am certain that the average has gone up, but I have not checked. It does take a lot to tick the average up, and I am very confident that once the average gets over 3, I'm certain Twitch is going to give me a big noisy pop-up that says, "Congratulations, you're an affiliate." So I have had 5 viewers running for most of this Dark Souls stuff, and we've been at this for a good 2 hours, so that is handy. But the average is taken over like a 30-hour span, so it does take a good amount of time to move the needle, and you'll have to be patient. Plus, once it's up, I will still have to take a while to set up like channel points and those other things in order to get that up. Okay, so we're going to start up the fight with the Deep Dagger, and I think we can't affect the Deep Dagger with a resin, but we can resin the Astora Straight Sword, I believe. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm not using the Flynn's Ring here, or the Lloyd's Sword Ring. So I might be able to get out... No, actually, did I? I did put on the Flynn's Ring. I'm not using the Lloyd's Sword Ring, so I could maybe get more damage in. It's possible. I'm also not using Dark Clutch, which could increase the damage of the dagger. So we do get one shot now by that attack. as a result of changing out our gear. So the damage number I saw there is the same as I saw on the... No, is less than I saw on the other video. Let's change this out instead of Hornet for Dark Clutch. But let's equip a token amount of armor, just a bit. We're going to go to some old standbys. Yeah. Archdeacon, Sorcerer Gloves, the Maiden Robe, and the Cleric Hat. Yeah, our Sunday best, as it were. So with these, now that we're wearing some armor, we'll be getting less attack damage out of the Flynn's Ring, which is why we're not using the Flynn's Ring. We're just using Hornet and Dark Clutch, so it doesn't care about our exact armor profile. Oh, and we can also use L2 to attack straight up with this without changing out the stuff. So we could actually, like, try to proper dual wield this. Because I think a chain of L2s, yeah, it's just the same as a chain of L1s, of R1s. Blech. Generally speaking, with a Stora's Straight Sword, I don't really like to use it in both hands. I don't like the, what's it called? I don't really like the vertical pattern. I like the horizontal chops you get with it in one hand.
Defender of our princess Villanor, hearken to the call that summons thee. Make haste.
Okay, not immediately lethal. And he ran off to heal. Ow. This is going to be a long fight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just long. So after some of these attacks, we could be trying for a straight sword attack. But not while he's in that stance. While he's in that stance, we just have to wait, and wait, and wait. Took distance again, but he decided he had had enough of the bow. He's back to this again. We almost died because we wanted to hit him at least once this entire fight. It was the first hit of the fight that we've landed on him the whole time. I hate waiting so much. There. But that's the kind of damage we're talking about, by the way. Like, with this setup, we probably only have to backstab him, but like 5 or 6 times total. Depending on whether or not he gets healed by the other goon who will show up. If he runs out of FP and starts trying to summon the spears, we might be able to backstab him then. Go for it. Fire a shot, you jerk. He's going to fire a shot with his back to the wall so that we can't actually backstab him. And then he summoned the things randomly. Well, even if I quickstep, I'm not going to get a backstab off on him safely. I don't think. Let's try stuff. You gonna take out a bow, please? There he goes. Oh, yeah, we quick stepped into immediate death. That's cool. That is not proof that quick step is not the answer here, but it is not a point in favor. I don't think it's as crazy as you're thinking. Now, part of that is because locked on quick step I don't think is very good. So we might have better luck trying to use it to get behind him unlocked. But I'd really have to look up the frame data on the quick step compared to the roll. Because the thing about it that I don't like is that it takes us longer to act after a quick step. I think we can chain a quick step into a roll and get rid of that problem. So I'm wondering how much more damage we'll get with two hands on the dagger with the backstab. Everybody agrees with the backstab on this guy. So of the strats I've seen, the strat with the Profaned Greatsword is the one that appears to let you actually be proactive against the boss. Okay, it still does 900. Okay, so the game plan for that guy is he really likes to heal when his health is low. So you just wait for him to do the heal. My it didn't cancel the run. So it did a running swing, which is like super risky. There's a ton of cooldown on a running swing. And then of course I got one shot. Which is not ideal. So I'm still attached to using Hornet. I don't actually need to use Knights and Priestess if I'm not using the Astora Straight Sword. We could go back to Prisoner's Chain. I don't hate that. But we could also do even more damage. This is the most damage I could conceive of in terms of like our weapon layout. It would be even more if we removed some other gear. Now with this setup, Half-Light does one-shot us on some attacks. Probably a decent number of attacks. But I'm going to see how much damage this does, because it might make me... Because for a fleeting moment, it might make me feel better. Which is really where we're at with this fight. I do have a sneaking suspicion that there are maybe some really crisp parry setups that you can do here. Because he does fight like a regular goon. His attacks are just fast. Just wicked fast. Let's see. I think I'm going to remove one of these things for the Prisoner's Shackle. The extra health from the Shackle is going to be really hard to beat in terms of my available options. Is it possible that Dark Clutch is getting me killed as well? So we'll just wait for him to heal. He really wants to, because he's really hurt. Okay, this dude really wants to talk, so he's gonna close my menu to like change gear, because he really wants to talk. Prisoner Shackle is somewhere. I might die looking for it. mean, I don't... Maybe I won't die, because his boss is so passive. There it is. Yep, didn't die, because it's not like the boss is aggressive or anything. Alestis, too. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I guess Quick Step does work 8 ways. Oh, I wasn't able to outrun his bow shot. He tracked better. I guess I do need to roll that. I can't just outrun it. I wonder if I, like, began running the moment he did the, traveling cut, the traveling shadow cut. Would I be able to get behind him? Maybe. That attack is probably the most parryable. The very ordinary down cut. Yeah, if he's in a mood to roll, I'm probably not going to get a backstab on him no matter what. I think he doesn't do that attack if I'm too close. Yep. If I'm close enough to punish him for that attack, he won't use it. And if he uses it, I'm not close enough to punish him. Okay. I'm going to equip a shield. And try to figure out parry setups. I have a couple ideas about when I might be able to parry him. And I am using a Hornet Ring, so the damage from that should be really extreme if I can get it to happen. Of course, leaving myself like only 2 avenues to damage him is pretty rough, but it's not like I'm hurting him anyway, most of the time. Oh, I've got low battery on the headset, but that's probably still good for a few more attempts. I see that we lost a few folks. Makes sense. It's getting late. Okay, so it's the same frame, but you can actually get out of it faster. Okay. Well, so long as I'm using a shield, I can't try it. If I put 2 hands on the dagger, I can use it.
To the call that summons thee.
Oh, I actually am doing more damage with a 2-handed backstab. Oh no, it's because I changed the gear out. That's right. Oh, come on. There we go. Get out of here. So if he's in the non-EI 2-handed stance is one of the cases where I want to try moving in for a parry attempt. Unfortunately, he spends like almost no time in the non-EI 2-handed stance. Didn't get it. If I didn't get it with that window, it's not going to happen. Like, I can honestly know just from trying it once that I have to preempt the strike to actually get the parry to work. So, whatever. Which is a lot of how parrying works in PvP. In PvP, Dark Souls, there are almost no attacks that you can parry reactively. That's not a thing. Okay. I am completely in circles on how to handle this fight. thinking even now that my original strat might be the best, of just, like, try to fight him with the axe. I don't know. Try to fight him with the axe, try a poison strat, try this or that. I could go back to using dung. I don't even think that's wrong. Alright, now try to heal. You dingus. He got the heal off. That's how fast the heal is. There. So if I try to bait another attack and I roll it too early, I will literally die. Full to nothing. He does that with no delay at all! Messed up the timing. Let's wait for another enormous cycle of the boss doing whatever he wants for a long time. Why did I eat the Pontiff's goddamn soul? Like, oh, it's a mandatory boss, so I don't need to prove that I've killed him, it's fine. Little did I know I was gonna need that stupid weapon for a single fight in a DLC to use a particular cheese strat. Yeah, that positioning did not allow me to close in. The boss is still at full health. I think that whoever designed this guy did so to spite Dark Souls PvP. You might think that this fight exists to like honor and enable Dark Souls 3 PvP. He exists to demonstrate to anybody playing the game the PvP is not really well set up. You have a whole lot of these weird cancelable frames on a ton of weaponry. Why does he get a free, like, orbital range attack thing? Why? Everything in his kit is fine without that. It barely does damage, it just makes you not able to attack him during his already non-existent vulnerability windows. Oh my god. I'm gonna age to death in this chair fighting this boss. I'm mostly just looking for, like, things to say while I idle back and forth doing almost nothing until he eventually runs out of the FP to stop using that move. Or I randomly get killed because he, like, drops his bow and goes out to another weapon that can one-shot me. If I go really far away from him, does he, like, have a better preference for the bow? Like, dude, I'm a room away. That attack will never hit. I can literally stand still. I've seen him fail to use the spear attack before. It might not be that he's running out of FP, but something can prevent him from doing that. It might be that it's tied to phase or something like that. Like, maybe if he's unhurt, it can't happen. One backstab. Take that. Popped you in the face once. The thing I really dislike about the PvP fights in Dark Souls, or like the Phantoms and things, is that they don't actually fight by player rules. The fact that they have infinite FP, infinite ammo, is just such junk. Because it's not that hard to program a resource into an NPC. And it's super obnoxious. Like, players have a limit on spellcasting for a reason. So when you take something like this and you pretend that it's a boss fight, oh look, he just dropped his bow. Again. Which is something a player can do. That's fine. Champion Gravetender is also built like this. Like, he's also this kind of guy. He just doesn't have a dozen spells and auto protection things. He has wolves, and that's it. I literally just took damage because I took my hands off the controller. I need him to be in the center of the room when he does the, when he pulls out the bow. It's the only time I'll be able to get around his, spear trail. He just wants to do this for, like, 20 minutes. He will do other attacks. One freaking barely vulnerable attack that he doesn't like to do. He's just gonna not pull out the bow that time. Alright, I'm gonna try the Great Club and see if that pancakes him. Because that could give me more to work with. I only need to switch one ring to use the Great Club. I think it's going to be Dark Clutch, because Dark Clutch is probably getting me killed. Oh my god, this fight is so awful. In terms of, like, the time it takes. So, I think that whether or not this pancakes is not based on whether or not it's leveled. I think it's just a quality. So I think I can do attempts without leveling it and check on that. So I'm just going to run in with it real quick to see if it flattens him. Lag Strike, if you're fishing around the wiki and you could verify that for me, that'd be awesome. I have no idea how that splat reaction is set up. I think it's just based on weapon type, but it might have a damage requirement. We're still going to use the knife for this first guy. Okay. We can also technically do this. So this is an unupgraded weapon, so its damage is going to be almost nothing. We're just here to see if this pancakes on the R2. It does not. So if it could pancake, at the highest poise damage. Okay. Triggered his buddy. I need you to get out of here so I can backstab your friend. Yeah, okay. So I need to watch my fight trigger. Because if Half-Light is standing in the middle of the room when I trigger that transition, I'm not going to be able to kill the other guy. That being said, I triggered the other guy. I hit him enough to trigger the other guy, and it didn't take forever. Now, the large club setup was worthless, so let's get rid of that. If we're not using the large club, we don't necessarily need the Knight's Ring. I think I might need to make this something defensive because I am getting wrecked a little harder than I can deal with. It's probably physical damage that's getting me, like, the steel stone plate might be correct. Let me actually try Havel's +3, but we'll go back to the Wilhelm set for defense. Now, if we're going back to the Wilhelm set, yeah, this is back up to pretty notable equipment load. We'll leave the Archdeacon's skirt on, but otherwise the Wilhelm set. The armor is the most important piece. We're going to ditch the Flynn's Ring because we're at 40% equipped. It's probably not very worthwhile at that point. And we'll put Dark Clutch back on. Let's see if we can survive taking hits with this configuration. Yeah, Wilhelm's armor doesn't look too bad with the Archdeacon's skirt. And just in case I get bored, I put the other dagger on. Does not affect our weight terribly much. We've still got a reasonable roll. And I can possibly try for a poison thingy. So this dagger is our backstabby dagger. This dagger is our face stabby dagger. That's what we're going to try for it. I think it's 2 hands on the dagger. That thrust is reasonably fast. And that is occasionally giving us pot shots on his face that I think are safe enough to do. When he does certain attacks that are still really rare for him, but whatever. We can try on it. Timing was wrong. Oh, I triggered backstab into the wild blue yonder. Theoretically, Half-Light will show up at some point and, like, make me not able to fight this guy, but it takes forever for this dude to approach, so whatever. That almost killed us. There, he went for the heal. He should kind of behavior loop soon, because he'll try to heal again. As soon as he stops being in a mood to throw infinite nonsense at us. Come on, just like do your regular shit again. Whatever. I cannot dodge out of that. It's like, oh, you're dodging, right? That's cool. This combo, like, goes exactly where you dodge. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, if I don't get the backstab on this goon, I'm gonna lose because I've only brought daggers, and you can't really fight this guy with a dagger. Well, not super well. Which is definitely a point in favor of bringing another weapon. going to soldier on with this for maybe about 20 more minutes, which might only be one attempt. Look at these rubes running around with their heavy-ass onion knight armor. I wonder what is up with Filianor. Why is she here at, like, the end of the world? That was the right timing. Good boy. Oh, that tagged me. That doesn't happen too often. Unfailingly, he pulls out that nonsense. Anytime he pulls out the bow, it comes with the little friggin' shooty orbs. Of you can't touch this. There it is, again, with the orbs. I'm hammering on the dodge between those two hits. But it's a true combo. Okay, I am going to go back to the earlier part of the expansion where I have missed the steel stone plate +3. I'm going to try using that to see if I don't get murdered as easily while I'm wearing that ring. And if I don't get murdered as easily, maybe I can, like, try some stuff. So, I'm going to need to use this. Yep. So we're going back to the first bonfire in Ring City. The top of the dreg heap. So there is apparently an offshoot or a thing I missed around here, because I was running past everything.
I've nothing for you, not a... Keep your sleep.
Okay. This is a pretty cool segment if you haven't seen it yet. If I'm not careful when these guys first come out, they do have a grab. Okay, so this is the first place I can get to where I can momentarily rest. This is different. That wall wasn't destroyed when I came here last. Huh. Oh, headset's telling me to recharge. I might have to do that soon. Ow. It's very inconsiderate of you. Quite inconsiderate, I would say. Excuse me. I want to see why this entire wall is gone. Oh, it's because this wasn't collapsed before. Who are you?
Oh, look at you. You've got your head screwed on correct. Fantastic. Call me Lab. I can't remember my real name, so let's just go with that. I have a feeling... Oh, I'm... who I was. That's why I've come for the Purging Monument. It's where the pygmies who found the dark soul at the dawn of fire reside.
Huh.
All I can say is, those little stones aren't doing much to help me remember anymore.
The Purging Monument, as opposed to Purging Stones. Okay.
Well, so if I completely... Come on. Well, so come on.
Well, that's pretty cool. And that actually informed me more about, like, what's going on in the DLC than almost anything else so far. So that's pretty neat. I think I should keep going down over this way. I also do appreciate every time you run into a character that you can converse with, almost everything loses aggro when you're in the vicinity of a character like that. Oh boy! Okay, so that's all really something. Tighten that chunk. So I hopped down. What else is around? A little bit of a tree there. Oh, are those guys able to shoot that? Is that what's sourcing that attack? I haven't seen any of these other dudes shoot that attack. Okay. Was it this jump down, or was it a different one? Okay, so there's... I've been over there. Let's see, is there anything else around here? Shoot, okay, so this is the spot that I've... This is a spot that I've definitely already been to. Anything I might miss out going some other direction? I might die, but sometimes that just happens. More Titanite chunks. Because the last time I was coming through here, I basically beelined for the bonfire. I still haven't figured out how to get up on top of that root structure either. Okay, well, I didn't find what I was looking for, and I have been told it's in that first area, so I'm going to go back up to the top of the dreg heap. I'm going to tell the person at the top of the dreg heap that maybe I've got business with them.
Well, that you thinking, old...
Aha. Well, she does have some items for sale, including the split-leaf greatsword, which I don't care about.
Why, where did you... Oh, it doesn't matter. The Ring City is said to be at World's End. Past this heap of rubbish, as far as one can go. But you'd better think twice. The Forsaken Ring City was walled off by the gods to contain the pygmies. And the dark soul is better left well alone. You're not willing. Well, let's don't won't do any. You're not well. Don't won't do any.
Not you or that poor
Don't
tin
listen.
can. I believe that tin can she's talking about would be Slave Knight Gale. So I've already been up on that little segment over there and looted it quite thoroughly. So we're going to take another drop through here. Alright, so talking to Lap I think was beneficial. I mean, it's definitely something I hadn't done before. So it's nice that I got to have a conversation. And he might show up again later in the Ring City. It's possible that by missing his first interaction, I might have missed something else regarding him. Titanite scale, okay, that's handy. Ow. It doesn't seem like there's necessarily anything up on the left there. Ow. I saw something up ahead there that seemed to display like a pillar of light at around the same time the angel appeared. Let's see. I also haven't smacked that many walls around here. So there was a route over this way. And I can't remember if I looked back here or not. I might have. I think I've been back here before. I think there were some items and I already grabbed them. Ow. There are a lot of these little Dreg soldiers. Okay, so there's something down here. Rusted points. And there's something up on this wall. How on earth do you get up there? Huh. Okay, there's something maybe back there. Okay, I'd imagine I have to get either up there or up into this building. Ah, I see. There's a ladder up there and a scaffolding. It's probably related to this. Ow. Okay, well, we got killed. Them's the breaks sometimes. Okay, maybe there's another way I can fall down that will get me access to that stuff. Boy. Okay, so I'm sure we take this initial fall, and then this one for sure. These first 3 falls are immensely clear. No other way to get started. Okay, so I see kind of the building that I need to be taking a look at. Alright, I don't see another way out of here. Other than taking this fall. Which puts me up right about here. So... It's like... So it's like on the other side of this building, for one. Oh, there's some stuff upstairs there. But it seems like I'd only be able to get to that if there's a ladder on the far side of this building that might require me to sneak past this creature that hangs in there. Oh, great. Plus, you're here. Fun guy you are. Okay. So, I've been thinking there's maybe a way to disable these creatures. I also am not sure I've ever tried throwing anything at them, so let's see how much health they actually have. Plenty. Plenty is a fine answer for that. Okay, so let me see. So, if it will turn away for sufficiently long, I think I can examine this outer area. So it turns this way. There it is. Well, I didn't quite figure out what I was looking for along the way, but I got the item I wanted. So we can try this against Half-Light for a bit and see if that helps. So it does look like there's something traversable up there. And it might connect to that item. How would it? I don't see how those would link up, but I'm going to go back in here. Paying special attention to the walls for any ladders. There we go. That'll kill us. But we kicked down a ladder, so we can go back there more easily. We got the Great Soul Dreg spell. Spooky. So I think we can do another fall down from there to get one other item. I don't know what it is. It might be something useless for us, but whatever. So I'm thinking something like, let's see, if we do Prisoner's Shackle, Ring of Steel Protection, that is not the right way to do that. Prisoner's Shackle, Ring of Steel Protection, Priestess Ring so that we can use the Astora Straight Sword, and then like one other thing. We've got a little bit of ring flexibility on this guy, so long as we're using Astora Straight Sword, because he uses one fewer ring than the axe. Maybe Dark Clutch as the fourth ring, so that our dark backstabs do more damage. The first time I fell into that ash pit there, when those dreg pit guys first get summoned, they have a grapple attack that occurs like right when they show up. So the first time I dropped down there, I got grappled and died almost immediately. It was quite intimidating. Get this guy out of the way of our ladder. Ow. Most of these guys move pretty slowly. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, so the spell they're casting will collide with furniture and stop, which is neat, but we've used up all of our furniture. There we go. This is all I wanted. Covetous Silver Serpent +3. So the Silver Serpent is for just getting more souls. So now we can get more souls if we want. It's your fault. That's you, isn't it? Now I know how to kill them. So in the second area, in the Earthen Peak thing. There must be one of those things around that is conjuring that. Oh, hey, let's laugh. Well, let's chit-chatter.
Oh. Crico. I can see why they call this the Dreg Heap at the World's End. Mangled remnants. It actually sort of links that the ring... I just wanted to tell someone. Wait. On the past here, you'll find the remains of a giant... Not a very nice place to visit. Oh, I didn't have any use for it, you see. If I get the chance, I could go fetch you for... I know who you are. Well, grab that dread. Past here. No, if I well...
Okay, so there's a treasure in the Earthen Tower, eh? Okay, so when I run over here, and that thing first shows up... Okay, I can't see it. So when that thing first shows up, the creature that is the source of it is, like, momentarily illuminated. Yeah, the thrall runs into here to show you that it's safe. So I'm assuming that it's the same one for this whole area. I'm not seeing the Conjurer, which tells me I think that the Conjurer is like underneath something. It's overhead. I have run through this section a couple of times. So then, these things have a Conjurer that is beatable. That is some crisp new knowledge to try and make use of. Headset's yelling at me a bit more. When they do that attack, that's a chance for me to move up. I might be dead. Didn't die. Okay. I think the caster is maybe in one of these buildings. Okay. So I haven't checked out this area down here, because I didn't want to repeat, like, segments. Is that him over there? Yep, that's the guy. Okay, how do I get over to that? I think it's by walking on some of these root structures, maybe across a few of these roofs. Probably across just a lot of these roofs. Oh boy, that was close as heck. If you could just, yeah, just fall down. That's cool. Hey, buddy. Aren't you a jerk? You can get out of here. Alright, there might be more of this guy. Time for revenge. No kidding. Okay, now I should be able to loot this area a lot more freely. Go figure. I missed that the first time I was coming through here, but it's kind of clear that I was supposed to figure that out earlier. now I can loot the swamp. Oh, that's the thrall that fell earlier. He was dying from being in the poison swamp. Okay. I want to lure that guy around a bit, and then I'll drop down and grab the item, so that I have a bit of maneuverability relative to him. The Herald curved greatsword. I think it might be the kind of greatsword that these dudes are using. Definitely looks like a curved greatsword. You out, just a homeward bone, no big deal. Visions of agony. Well, it's not agony anymore. We dealt with all the nonsense. Got this guy over here. I'm pretty sure I already looted this cave on like a death run. Like a mad lad. Now that all the hubbub has died down, we don't have something trying to kill us. There might be some other areas around here that could be looted. So I grabbed the stuff that was back here. Okay, so there's an item along these routes that I haven't grabbed. Because, you know, pain of death and all. Okay, another Titanite chunk. I think that's maybe... Oh, there's one item over there. Yeah. This spot in the middle of the place is almost impossible to grab while that thing is alive. Laser Angel. It's a loincloth. Ha! What a treasure. Alright. You can use this. Okay. I'm going to talk to Lap and see if he had an idea about this being a loincloth. Also, before I knock it, I'm going to check to see if the loincloth doesn't have some... It's the same loincloth. No, it's a different loincloth. Yeah, these are loincloth. This is loincloth, but it looks a little different. Yeah, it doesn't give us any extra stats. Undergarments combined with an overlayer. The former never intended for public display. Indeed, all manner of things are bound to accrue at world's end.
Past here? Not a very nice place. If I get the chance, I know who you are. Well, grab that.
Ah, so with that guy dead, I think I can also roam around here, because I'm assuming he stays dead, right? He does not stay dead. Okay. So it's possible that there's another one of them. I'm going to travel real quick to this to see if Lap shows up and has a chit-chat. It's also possible that at the last segment there, if the one guy who summons the Laser Angel is dead, it might be possible to have a better time running around there. Okay, no word from Lap at that point. So then, of course, you would jump down here, which was a very lovely boss arena, which is now very much on fire. I just wanted to give another quick scan of this place and see if I've missed anything. It does not appear as though I have. Okay. So I'm going to go take another couple stabs at Half-Light with the new gear I have attained. Good night. Yeah, I'm hanging out for a while because I've got some coffee running in me. I'm probably only going to be at this. I mean, I said 30 minutes ago that I'd be done in 20 minutes, and I found some other stuff, and I actually made some progress. So I'm less, like, mind-numbed after that. Alright, just gotta re-kit. But I don't think I'm going to be at this much longer anyway. Okay, we're going to try this setup with the Raw Astora Sword and the Deep Dagger. And I don't really think my setup for this boss is going to get much better, almost no matter what I do. I have various configurations to try and beat this guy, and if that doesn't work, I will have to, like, work with somebody online, or I will have to edit the save in order to actually get the soul back that I ate so that I can use the Profaned Greatsword strat. Which, would probably suck to have to do that. It feels like it ruins the integrity of the run. But this is not Dark Souls 2. I cannot burn a bonfire effigy to make a boss show back up. So if you burn a boss soul, it's burned.
Sworn defender of our princess Filianor. Hearken to the call that
Summons thee. Oh yeah, doing like 200 less damage per backstab with this configuration. Still pretty good damage though. So we still have to back up when he's in this EI stance, which sucks, and it runs out our buff timer. This is really lame. Let me see if maybe I can close in after he does a ranged slash, the ranged crawling slash. Or he could just continue to pace towards us forever. Yeah, I can maybe get in like one attack then. Wow, okay. It was a little mean. Come on, guys. That does very little damage. You will decide to heal pretty soon. There we go. Half-Light snuck up on me. Okay, we still get two-shot by that attack, which we're always going to get two-shot by that attack then. Let's see. I mean, with that pace, I might be able to make it if I could just backstab the other goon when he shows up. Like, when the other goon first gets in, if I can get the backstab, I might be able to win the whole fight. I can't find a reason to use the Ring of Steel Protection +3. So we'll go back to Lloyd's Sword. Our dodge roll's fine. We don't need stamina for this fight. I'm going to keep using Dark Clutch. That's right, boost attacks as long as attacking persists. I actually like that ring casually. Like long attack strings on bosses feel really cool. That's for people with stamina. Okay, this will be the last one for the night. I don't even know what time it is anymore. It's probably like, I'm guessing midnight. I'm guessing it's just straight up midnight. I think I changed gears at, like, oh, it's like, is it like 1:30? Is it midnight and a half? Midnight and a half. It's 1:30 on my microwave, so I guess I have not changed the clock on that. Dang it! Okay, yeah, do your thing, you jerk. Okay. Go for a heal. Come on. Do it. Do it. That could have killed me. It had the potential. I really don't want to be missing those backstabs. This feels too tense for my health, man. You jerk. Get backstabbed, dang it. That was probably a fine opening. After the straight stab. He just doesn't do it very often. I got him. Oh my god. Screw that boss. And the horse he rode in on, and like, my goodness, just oof, oof. I'm not even happy for having him. Like, I'm a little happy, but not even very happy for killing that guy, because I just hate him, hate everything about him. All right, cool, cool. I can maybe sleep now. A bit better than I would have slept if that guy was alive. So there. This has been Jupiter Exile. Good night. Until next we wander. Spear of the church. Son of a... Fought you for... I actually fought him for only less than 3 hours. That was not as bad as some other bosses. Actually, it was just really obnoxious. Good night.